tomorrow the coalition will get together one more time and will come up with their final poll, and that will determine which team will go to the Cotton Bowl and which team will go to the Sugar Bowl to play the SEC champion. Here's the kickoff. High hanger that goes 5-6 yards back into the end zone, and Harrison Houston will bring it out to the 20. Now here's Lynn Swank.
Keith, at halftime I talked with Steve Spurrier, and he seemed very calm and casual about the number of penalties his team had. He said, the SEC always gives us a lot of penalties. He believes that Rhett's running the ball very well, so look for him to continue to give the ball to Rhett to try and control this game offensively on the ground.
This is Spurrier's 4th year at Florida in the SEC. He was formerly at Duke in the ACC. Maybe that's what he was referring to, that this conference calls more penalties. I'm sure that's what it was.
This is Eric Rhett carrying the ball to the line of scrimmage, and there he comes to a squeaking Garden Gate stop. Boy, I mean, it would no give on that surge.
The leaders in the first half for Florida offensively, Terry Dean was 9 of 18, 117. He had a touchdown and an interception. Rhett had 50 yards rushing, which was much better than last week, and Houston had 2 and a touchdown. But possessions, they had 6 possessions. They scored on their last possession. Anytime they had good field position, they scored a touchdown.
Dean to throw it. Throws it, bounces it. Incomplete forward pass. It'll be 3rd down. On that first carry, Eric Rhett actually lost about a yard. So Houston could not come back to that pass that was thrown too low. And the Florida running game is still struggling a bit.
It is still struggling, and their passing game is struggling. It's intermittent. It's inconsistent because of the defensive scheme that Alabama's throwing at them.
They got a couple of guys wide to the bottom of the picture, and that puts Willie Gaston in man coverage.
There's 10 of them up there now.
They roll it to this side, and the pass is thrown, and it's thrown to Jack Jackson, who had the man coverage from Willie Gaston. But by the time Dean delivered the ball, there were all kind of Alabama people around the play, and nothing came from it. The pass was completed for a couple of yards.
This is the same Alabama defensive style that shut Miami out last year in the Sugar Bowl. The same style. Bill Oliver, the coordinator, different players, but doing an efficient job.
David Palmer is now waiting for Shane Edge, first punt of the second half, and Edge had a pretty good front half. 14-10, Florida leading as we start the 3rd quarter. That's a good kick. Got a lot of spin on it. Palmer bobbles at the 25, slips away up the sideline. Oh, he's a dandy. All the way back to the Florida 47-yard line. Shane Edge brought him down. It's a 53-yard punt.
He is smooth, isn't he? He's like silk. He just slides along. David Palmer in the first half had a total yardage of 86 yards. And he was 2 of 2 passing for another 24 yards. So expect more from Mr. Palmer in the second half.
And that was a 28-yard return right there. You've got Anderson and Lynch in the backfield now, and Palmer goes to the wideout, top of the picture. Bergdorf, the quarterback, pitch it to Anderson. He might want to throw it. No, he hands it away to Palmer, coming around on the reverse. They had a hold of him, but it got away. Drops the ball. Florida has a handle. Ball goes out of bounds. Alabama keeps it. My goodness.
There is no handle on that ball.
Well, you get it on the sideline. We told you early on now. All the water runs off to the sideline, and it gets very wet over there.
Forward out of bounds.
Here's a look at near the end of that when he fumbled the ball trying to keep his balance. Looks like he may have something right here, but the ball was knocked loose. It looked like it was Lott, number 9, that may have knocked the ball loose.
And the rain's starting to fall again.
Possession stays with the team that had possession of it last.
44-yard line now. 2nd down and 7. This is Anderson. And Anderson is about a yard or so short of his first down as he gets to the 39 of Florida.
for the Crimson Tide in the first half. Bergdorf throwing the ball 8 of 11 with 74 yards. Not much rushing and receiving. Palmer led the receivers with 3. They had 6 possessions. They scored on their first possession and then punted 4 of the next 5. The last possession was right before the half. Really wasn't much.
Third down and a short 2, and Anderson is the single back. Bergdorf keeps it. Can't get around the corner. He does not have the foot speed to outrun people like Monty Grove. And now Alabama's going to have to punt the ball. Palmer might have got away with that, but not Bergdorf.
Well, again, Florida 8-man front, expecting him to run. And with this type of weather, it's going to be very tough for the offenses to do much.
Sorolla Palmer is back there. 3 returns, total of 83 yards. Brian Deal's kick. And not too good. Be the 25-yard line. There's a reflection of how hard it is raining right now. That's why that ball is slippery and people are having trouble standing some places on the field, even though it is an artificial surface. A 16-yard punt by Brian Deal has given Florida very good field position. That little short pass is thrown complete to Willie Jackson, and Willie's out to the 38-yard line, and suddenly the Gators are moving it. That's the first down.
Throwing on Willie Gaston, who is subbing at that corner position for Antonio Langham, again, who was suspended for this game. Just a short pass and a long run, picks up a first down.
Harry Dean going all the way since Danny Werfel has had knee arthroscopy on a knee. This is Eric Rett. And that's good, solid coverage by Sam Shade. He just came over and laid the pad on him. Love that name. All he needs is a black hat and a trench coat, a pair of shine shoes.
Look at Spurrier on the sideline. He is not only the head coach, but the offensive coordinator. Calls the plays. Will either send them in with a messenger or signal them in.
Second down, call it 10. Continues to rain hard. Dean back. Steps up, throws the short pass to tight end Charlie Dean. Charlie's taken down rather emphatically. Chris Donnelly, 180-pounder, came up and laid a pretty good lick on that 240-pounder. It'll be third down and about 5 for Florida. Ball up at the 43 on their side of the field. Florida leads Alabama 14-10. Pitch that ball to Rett. Trying to sweep it. Good coverage for the Tide. Penalty flag by the referee. Willie Gaston gets the call on the tackle, number 22. So Willie hustling to that side of the field. Holding Florida. Well, they decline it. They put him in a 4th down, make him kick. Gaston has 7 tackles, but he's been burned a couple of times. Donnelly has 8 tackles. Now, Donnelly is playing at the free safety position and Gaston at the corner. Gaston has the tackles because they're picking on him. Donnelly's making tackles because there have been a couple of times he's been the last line of defense.
That's true.
Shane Edge with a long of 53 today. Palmer's back on the 20, waiting for the kick. When Shane Edge really gets his foot on it and twists it, he can just knock it out of the county. But he hasn't hit one. He didn't do it last week either. Penalty flag, and well, there's 3 seconds left on the snap clock. So somebody must have moved.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, offense, 5 yards, 4th down.
Dadgummit, he said. That's about what he'd say, too.
You know, Steve's a laid-back type of guy. He's not a high-pressure guy, and his team, I think, reflects his attitude and his mood. And and I think they need to be a little bit more aware of what the penalties are and a little bit more disciplined in those areas.
That's a low liner to Palmer. Drops it. And then they drop him at about the 27-yard line with a crowd of 76,345 watching at Legion Field in Birmingham. Ball at the 27-yard line, first down. Florida leads 14-10. David Palmer is your quarterback. Raines let up a bit right now. Palmer fakes the pitch. Slides around a bit and then takes off. And he gets it up to the 37-yard line. That's very close to a first down. Now let's go to Lynn Swann.
Keith, I'm with Antonio Langdon. Antonio, we can all imagine how you feel, but can you express to us how you feel about not being able to play this game today?
I mean, deep down inside, it hurts real bad because I've been a part of this university and a part of that team, and I've been playing with a lot of those guys for 4 years now, and it really hurts a lot inside. But you know, it's a part of life, and it was something that happened, and God probably felt that it was time that, you know, I've been having a lot of success that I felt I faced some complicated situations to see if I could be a man and overcome adversity and continue to move on.
Now, I asked you about what transpired. You don't want to talk about that. Can you tell us what your immediate plans will be?
As of right now, I continue to stay in school, and I'm supposed to graduate in May, so I continue to go to school, and hopefully I'll get my degree in May, and I'll plan for hopefully a future in the NFL. If not, then I'll get my degree, and I'll try to find me a job so I can be successful.
Okay, Antonio, thank you very much. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Second down and 11 from the 36-yard line. Palmer back, looking around. Better do something. Gonna take off. And he'll get it up to the 40. And he is taken down by Anton Lott. And it'll be looking at third down and about 8. He had all day to look around, and it was very good coverage.
What Florida is trying to do is just contain him when he is at quarterback, keep him in the pocket, make him throw from in the pocket, throw out of that hole, so to speak. For those of you who are not aware, Palmer was a quarterback in high school, and there's a look at Bergdorf as he watches this series on the sideline. But Birmingham High School, he played quarterback right here in Birmingham.
Throws the ball, and it is incomplete. And the ball is slapped away from Sherman Williams by number 44, Ed Robinson. At the moment with Lynn.
Well, Keith, you know, Antonio Gaston obviously was suspended because he signed with an agent before his college eligibility was up. I asked Antonio Langdon. I asked him about that. He said, at this moment, I don't really want to talk about it because it's hard for me. I just don't want to deal with it publicly, but I'll address it later on.
Yeah, well, what's done is done, I guess. Here's the kick by Dio. Palmer at the 20. One had him, and finally they take him down at about the 28-yard line. It is kind of interesting that there is an agent's authority law in the state of Alabama. You're going to do business as an agent, you have to register. You might hear more about that in time to come. It was a year ago that Antonio Langham became a household name in this part of the country when he came up with this interception against Florida in the title game. And this was the play that put them in the Sugar Bowl and started them on their way to their national championship. And since he's gone, then you're going to miss 17 interceptions. But there's sweet things awaiting down yonder in New Orleans.
Oh, cube of sugar on the field there.
Alabama is trailing Florida 14-10. They go to the defensive side of the ball, and here come the Gators now. And Lemansky Hall is right there as Eric Rett gets the ball from Terry Dean.
That is a big piece of the motivation for the Gators is the Sugar Bowl. They have been there 3 times, have never won the Sugar Bowl. They say we'd much rather go to Bourbon Street than go back to Jacksonville and the Gator Bowl. They were there last year. They play in the Gator Bowl once every year against Georgia, and it's almost like a home game for them. Much rather go to New Orleans.
On second down,
The blitz.
Dean lets it go onto the blitz, and it is incomplete, but at least he didn't take a sack on the play. So it'll be third down and a long 9, about 9.5 yards.
They continue to put pressure on Terry Dean. Let's go back and take a look at the game story. For Florida, we told you they needed to get Eric Rhett back in the offense, back involved. 51 rushing yards in the first half, 6 yards receiving, and Alabama needed to be effective in the passing game. They have 98 yards passing. That's not very good, but it's a lot more than they're rushing for.
I think Dean's playing a pretty good ball game. Long pass intercepted by Tommy Johnson, his second of the day. He picked it at the 46-yard line, and there's a penalty flag way back up the field here. So let's see about it. Mac Gentry, the referee. If it's on Florida, Alabama will surely keep the ball. It's Florida.
Against the offense, it's the
Alabama ball.
Always pressure, always a linebacker coming. They always want to get some pressure. The receiver's going to go right down and break to the outside. The man on the outside is just going to drop back and make the interception. The corner to the top of the screen, sees the route, plays the ball. That's Johnson doing a very nice job. Here's a look at it up close. Johnson, number 10.
And Palmer's at quarterback. Got some field position, trying to make something happen. Bumps it, lets it go. Incomplete. Alabama man Todrick Malone fell down. Larry Kennedy on the coverage, and it'll be second down and 10.
It's not surprising that Alabama, with Palmer at quarterback, finally goes deep. And they went deep when it was a time when the rain had slowed a little bit. The weather is not so bad right now, but when Palmer's in there, they don't expect to throw long. When Bergdorf is there, they expect more passing.
Anderson, tailback. Palmer still got it. Throws it down the middle. Good to Chad Key. And Key will make it an Alabama first down at the Florida 36.
Chad Key is an ex-quarterback. He is 6'4" and a huge target. That's his 17th reception of the year. He is in at wide receiver because Palmer is at quarterback.
Number 1, Marcel West is in as a wideout. He's a speed burner. Out of the shotgun now. They're after Palmer. He runs around. He is so quick. Down to the 25-yard line and a first down.
Palmer's going to get out of this. Number 67, Campbell, to the left side of the screen, is going to come right there. Thought he had him contained in the pocket. Now he just runs around. Gaines is 94. Johnson is 61. They can't catch him.
Poor old William Gaines just flat wore about a pair of shoes chasing Charlie Ward last week, and he's out there trying to hunt down David Palmer today. Malone's the man in motion. Palmer gives the ball to Anderson, and Anderson will turn it down to about the 21-yard line to pick up 4 yards. Palmer in the game has 41 yards running and 41 yards passing.
The thing that Palmer gives you at quarterback certainly is not a great passer by any means, but it's unpredictability. You don't know what they're going to do, and they've done just about everything, from the option to sprinting him out to having him just run with the ball to have him drop back in the pocket and throw a long pass.
Second down, 6. reverse it. Kevin Lee shakes off a would-be tackler. Now he is surrounded and will go down. Ball popped out, but the play was over. Brown can't cause a fumble. I wanted to say that one more time. Monday night, ABC Sports heads to Texas, an NFC East ball game featuring the Dallas Cowboys. Troy Aikman healthy again. The defending Super Bowl champions against old rival Philadelphia. Emmitt Smith healthy again. Cowboys looking pretty good. That's live, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football.
You think that hasn't been a long 10 or 11 days for the Cowboys since that Dolphin fiasco? And,
yes, sir. They are getting people healthy again, though. That's Palmer steps away from one, away from two. I'm telling you, he is slick. He lunges to the 15-yard line, and he is very close to a first down, and I think they greased him. I'm telling you, he is something.
He's 5'9", 170 pounds. That's Johnson. He misses. They had a chance to get him again, but he just wore it out. Gaines was going the other way and missed him again.
Oh, William, look at him. He just worn to a nub.
Oh, we shouldn't laugh.
No, he's tired.
I guarantee you all the players are happy that they're measuring right now because they're getting a chance to catch their breath.
Let's get a comment from Swanee.
Hey, Keith and Bob, I got to tell you, with Palmer running around so much, that offensive line needs a rest. Both Patterson and Hammond are being substituted for liberally throughout this ball game because they've got to do a lot more scrambling to get those blocks.
Well, they're going to go on 4th down and half a yard. Palmer sneaks it. He's got it. It will be a first down at the Florida 14-yard line for Alabama. Florida is leading 14-10. This is Alabama's first threat since really way back.
Scored with their first possession of the game. They kicked a field goal on their 4th possession and then really have not done anything but punt the ball since then.
Now they feel like they've got a little momentum going. Gators trying to dig in. Ball is given to Williams. And Sherman Williams is out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That's a pickup of 4 yards, second down, 6. 3:07 to play, 3rd quarter, and a Gator is down.
Looks like number 9,
yes,
Lott. Yeah.
Anton Lott. He had an interception last week in the ball game against the Seminoles. While we are waiting for the time, let's talk a little bit about
There's a timeout for the injured Florida player.
what about the weather is looking better, but now you look off to the right here and it's dark and the clouds are hanging on the treetops. You look to the left over here, it doesn't look too bad. So I think we got more rain coming. And right now we're having a little trouble getting Anton Lott on his feet. Next Saturday here on ABC Sports, Olympic and national champions Brian Bortano, Scott Hamilton, and Nancy Kerrigan will be on the ice in the AT&T US Pro-Am Figure Skating Challenge. And then we'll have the season finale. Cheech and everybody, golf's legends, as they tee off in the Hyatt Senior Tour Championship next Saturday beginning at 2 Eastern and Pacific here on ABC Sports. They're still working on Lott.
He is the cousin of Ronnie Lott, the defensive back who's with the Jets now, I guess.
It'll be Shea
Stallings.
Showers in replacing him,
Yeah,
incidentally.
Stallings just saying, all right, just put Palmer at quarterback and let him do his thing. Drop back and just run like it's a broken field. Just scramble. Just get downfield somewhere.
Second down and 6 from the 10. Pitch it to Williams. Fake the reverse. Williams looking for a little help. Gets a yard. And you get to running sideways and fiddling around down in that neck of the woods. You're not going to be very successful, I don't think, unless you're exceptional like a Palmer.
This This Gator defense has really been tough the last half of the season.
They need a touchdown for the lead. To field goal, you know, it's 3. It's a 14-10 lead.
How would you like to have the defense Charlie Ward last week now contain David Palmer?
Pretty good challenge.
Draw.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Ben Hanks knocked him out of bounds. So it's 4th down and about 4. And they'll go for 3. So they're not going to get the lead here. Michael Proctor will try the field goal. And they will put it down just behind the 15. So that'll be about a 25-yard field goal try for Proctor. And it's good. Good from 45 and now good from 25, and with 2:14 to play in the 3rd quarter, it is now Florida 14, Alabama 13. And the Gators now will try to cinch up their offensive belt and come out here and get some more points. Tonight over in Tokyo, Michigan State is getting all jacked up trying to spoil the party for the Wisconsin Badgers. They're over there to play their season finale. An agreement to this game in Tokyo made 2 years ago by Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin's home game. George Perlis, he was the one really that triggered the whole thing and made it happen. Barry Alvarez on the right there. If Wisconsin wins tonight, they go to the Rose Bowl. Michigan State is going to the Liberty Bowl regardless. If Wisconsin loses, then Ohio State goes to the Rose Bowl.
Right. Both teams fly over on the same plane?
I hope not.
I think they did.
I mean, going over might be all right.
They did.
But coming back might be a mess.
Yeah, that's right. Going over might be a lot friendlier than going back, coming back.
All right. Harrison Houston and Jack Jackson are the deep people for the Florida Gators. And William Watts will kick it off for Alabama. Florida's had 9 penalties, 2 interceptions, and just missed recovering 4 Alabama fumbles. And Harrison Houston watching that ball, thinking it might go out short of the goal line, and they'd get it on the 35. It didn't. It went out behind the goal line, and they'll get it at the 20. And Terry Dean will come out. He's played the whole ball game, obviously, because of the injury to Danny Werfel, but he's done a fairly good job, I think.
He's been a little bit inconsistent. He's thrown a couple of passes, had 2 interceptions, and thrown a couple other poor passes, but he's got him on the board. He's got him lead ahead.
Playing most of the ball game in the rain. Ball is thrown to Willie Jackson, and Willie's taken out of bounds just short of the 25 by Willie Gaston. Last time those two were bumping heads over there, Jackson got away from Gaston, but Willie handled him this time.
2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6. Dean still got it. Very good protection. Throws short to Eric Rhett. Miss him, and Rhett's going to pick up the 1st down. Lemansky Hall couldn't get him. He just juked him a little bit, slipped away from him, and picked up a 1st down for Florida. You were looking at basketball scores there. I'll give you one from last night. Southern California women 80, Richmond 59. The Lady Trojans are now 2-0, and a former colleague of ours, Cheryl Miller, got him off and running. Congratulations, Cheryl. Way to go, gal.
Yes, sir.
Minute 45 to play in the 3rd quarter. 1st down for the Gators, 34-yard line. That's Rhett. And he'll get a yard or so. Michael Rogers had a pretty good day at that inside linebacker position for Alabama. 14-13 ball game. Florida by 1.
Alabama defense has not allowed a over 300 yards passing in 47 straight regular season games. Florida's 93 average is 345 yards. They have 152 yards passing today. So Alabama winning this battle.
Gators spend a timeout. Rhett in this half has 5 carries and he has 2 yards. 1:05 to play, third quarter.
There's a look at the starters that have been injured this year for Alabama. 5 offensive players, including Jay Barker. But look at the defense. The top 4 players, the 2 Browns, Jeffries and Gregory, all defensive linemen.
Add to it Will Brown and Andre Royal suspended, and the loss of Langham. And that's quite a toll, and the Tide shows blitz. And Dean gets it away, and it's over the head of Willie Jackson, incomplete. There was a delightful quote earlier this week. Somebody was talking to Gene at his press conference about all of the problems that have been going on and about being this psychological underdog on Monday. And he said, wait a minute, the game's going to be played on Saturday, isn't it? That took care of that. And then they kept asking him questions about the people. And he said, look, there are a lot of things that I'm not sure about, but I am sure of that. That I'm not sure about.
All right.
Third down and 8.
There he comes.
Pressure coming, and they just drill it. Is he going to get up? Nunley. He's going to get up very slowly. Jeremy Nunley just clobbered him. 279 pounds. And folks, I want to tell you, Terry Dean has got some gizzard.
The guys on the outside, they're just confusing the offensive blocking, and he has to get rid of it quickly. They're blitzing him consistently, and it looks like it's the Sugar Bowl last year when Miami was confused. Bill Oliver, the coordinator, you take players away from him through injury or suspensions. He put other players in, and the system continues.
All right, Shane Edge to punt. You can see his shirt blowing. There's some wind down there. Pressure coming. They chase him out of there. He's going to take off and pick up a first down. Pretty good size play there, folks. They go from a flush on the punt to the 44-yard line of Alabama and a first down. They were going after him, got everybody inside, and opened up the outside.
A play like this can really turn your team around. All he has to beat is a contain man right there, number 26. He breaks containment, and 20 yards later, he picks up a first down, and the offense is back on the field.
And the ball to nope, kept it. Throws it deep. It is for Jack Jackson. Touchdown, Florida.
Jack Jackson, touchdown, pass of 43 yards.
Great call.
28 seconds remaining to play.
Had Alabama on the heels after breaking out on 4th down and throws it deep, and Jackson runs it down.
Shot of Spurrier, please.
Judd Davis for the point. Boy, was that a big play in this game. Point is good. At 28 seconds to play in the third quarter,
You mentioned
21-13.
You mentioned a great call, Keith. That man right there, credit Spurrier. Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, has been getting the best of him. He finally gets a play from a special team. The punter runs for a first down. Let's go for it right away. Play action. The pass we had open earlier in the game. Let's try it again. This time, he is on target with it. Terry Dean puts it right there. Inconsistent, but yet makes the big plays right there.
Heading toward the final 15 minutes. And it's an 8-point lead now for the Gators.
Terry Dean was talking earlier this week maybe about not being back next year. Keith, maybe transfer. He says, I've sat out a bunch of games this year. I don't know if I can do that again next year. And that's a decision that young man's going to have to make. He was talking about, I think, going to a Division 1 AA school where he'd be eligible right away, right?
Yep. Or even 2 for that matter. The ball was not touched. Will go through the end zone, will come out to the 20. There, Alabama will have it, first down. Anderson did not touch the ball, so it comes out to the 20, first down. Let's pause 5 seconds right here so our ABC stations can tell you who they are.
17 WJKS, Jacksonville, Florida.
Keith Jackson, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan. You're watching the SEC Championship game presented by Dr. Pepper on ABC Sports. Winner goes to the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. Loser goes to the Gator Bowl. And right now, Florida is sitting on a 21-13 lead over Alabama. And David Palmer settles in at quarterback again, and there's a penalty. Flag thrown. Looked like one of those things where somebody was moving along the offensive front. That was the 11th penalty against Alabama. The 11th Jack Jackson touchdown of the season. He's now one behind the record holder in Florida, Carlos Alvarez, and that goes all the way back to 1969.
So look at the drive, 7 plays, 80 yards, but that was a continuation of the key 4th down conversion by the punter, Shane Edge.
So it is first down and 15 now for Alabama. They need to make something happen pretty quick here. Otherwise, that hole will get pretty deep. Palmer throws it as far as he can, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Gilmore. Michael Gilmore. And so Florida now is camped at their own 46-yard line, leading 21-13, and 21 ticks remaining in the 3rd quarter.
As talented as this young man is, the things that he does are limited. You know that he's going to either run the ball or throw it deep. You're not going to throw it short very often. This time the ball is poorly thrown. It's thrown to the inside of the field. The free safety, Gilmore, gets over and makes his 3rd interception of the year.
Eric Rett. Gang tackle. Penalty flag thrown. Came out of the referee's pocket. Got a hold against the Gators. So they hurt themselves with the 10-yard penalty right here. Palmer chagrined on the sidelines.
And again, we should go back and mention the fact, the reason he's even playing quarterback is the fact that Jay Barker, the quarterback for the last 2 years at Alabama, who has a record of 23-1 and 1 tie as a quarterback, is out for the rest of the year with a knee injury, and that's why the quarterback situation is what it is at Alabama. Ron Zook, the defensive coordinator, knows that when Palmer's at quarterback, we don't need to rush him, just contain him, keep him inside in the perimeter.
It is first down and 20, and Terry Dean comes walking away from the ball as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter of play. Florida 21, Alabama 13. Back after this message and the word from our ABC station. Here we go to the final quarter. Gators 21, Alabama 13. Defending champions got a major problem. Gators ball first down at the 35-yard line. Terry Dean with Eric Rett behind him. Lets it go quickly to the sidelines. Willie Jackson shoved out of bounds by Sam Shade.
Complete to number 22, Willie Jackson. Jackson run out of bounds by number 31, Sam Shade, after a 4-yard gain to the 39.
They've got to go, remember now, the penalty plus the loss. They've got to go to the 44-yard line to get themselves a first down. That's on the other side of the field.
17 at the 39.
Terry Dean is 16 out of 30 now at 199 yards, a couple of touchdowns and a couple of interceptions. Second down and about 17. Penalty flag, got a hold coming up. Number 76 of Alabama was taken down. Elbert Brown, just as pretty as you ever saw. And the Gator coach is upset by that. It happened right in front of Mac Gentry, the referee.
Holding, offense, 10 yards for smaller foul, for a second down.
11 penalties, 80 yards.
Through 3 quarters, Florida has 270 yards total yardage and 195 for Alabama. Big time of possession still in favor of Alabama, but that's not what counts.
Second and 31.
Second down and 31 now for Florida. Going the wrong way. Dean's got a man, though, that can cure that problem, and he does just that quickly. Willie Jackson, he got loose, and Donnelly is hurt on the play. Chris Donnelly is down.
Number 22, Willie Gaston.
Let's go back and take a look. 4 receivers, 2 on this side, 2 over here. You really spread them out. This man is just going to go straight down the inside of the field, and a great throw this time by Terry Dean. Lets it go at a nice time. Nice completion.
Again, that's that same neighborhood where Antonio Langham has been working, and Florida's been throwing the ball there all day long.
Yeah, they call this 4 deep. You spread them straight 4 across the field, and 4 guys go deep straight down the field, and usually one of the 2 inside men are going to get the football.
Donnelly's walking off now. May have just been whacked pretty hard there. He has 9 tackles to lead Alabama in the tackles department today. So with 13:40 to play in the game, the ball rests at the 44-yard line of Alabama. First down for the Florida Gators. They lead 21-13, trying to win their second official SEC title. Eric Rhett has a room up the middle. And a fair-to-middle collision as he runs into Sam Shade and company. But he advances the ball to the 36-yard line. Pick up of 8 yards. This senior class at the University of Florida football program has done pretty well. You can see their history there. Really outstanding. Donnelly comes back onto the field now defensively for Alabama. And time is called by Florida at 12:53 to play. Watch this gazelle. A punt return. In his college days, he caught 95 passes for 1,562 yards, averaging 16 yards per catch. The punt return there. Lynn Swann, wide receiver All-American 1973. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, he caught another 336 passes, averaging better than 16 yards per catch. And you know what? Next Tuesday night, Swanee goes into the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame.
All right, Swanee, congratulations.
Joining, incidentally, his colleague Bob Greasy.
Give us a smile, Swanee. Come on, give us a smile.
Be happy. Congratulations, partner.
Yes, sir.
Pass is away. Jackson's down there. Tommy Johnson, good play. Johnson was burned on the Florida touchdown a little while ago. He has 2 interceptions on the day and made a fine defensive play there.
Well, as you call it, Keith, good defensive play. This kid Johnson's going to be a good corner. He's got 2 interceptions today. Got burned for the touchdown, and good play. You're out there on the edge when you're a corner. Terry Dean, who has been a little inconsistent, has thrown some poor balls, but has also thrown some excellent passes to get him on the board.
Third down and 2. Little quick pop. That's a good for a first down. Goes to Jack Jackson. So Dean came off the snap and just popped it right now to an open Jackson. It's over there on the side where Willie Gaston's going to make the play. Well, Willie knew he was going to get picked on all day. Everybody in the world knew it. Willie was going to get picked on all day because he's not playing his position. Put the ball on the 27-yard line and make it a first down for Florida. Score here would be a big old door slammer. Oh, there's a play by Nunley, forcing Dean to scramble, and he throws it high and out of bounds, intended for Willie Jackson, incomplete. Jeremy Nunley, who's had a lot of trouble with injuries, getting that play.
Nunley came in with 10 sacks on the year, missed some time, hurt a knee last week. They had an off week after the Auburn loss and hurt his knee, but is playing well today. You see that right knee is wrapped. He leads the team in sacks, and he's number 3 in the team in tackles. Second down and 10. Here's your reverse. Chris Doering throws the ball. Terry Dean has it. Dean takes off to the sidelines and picks up a Gator first down at the 12-yard line. So the Gators go to some trick stuff, and it works. Chris Doering, who plays at a tight end position, but he's not big enough to be a tight end, comes around on that reverse, throws the pass back to his quarterback. Spurrier has called a few quick counts, quick snaps, because trying to catch Alabama defensively when they aren't ready, and that was one of them. It's first down. Ball on the Alabama 12-yard line. 8-point lead for the Gators, 21-13. Dean stands up, lets it go to Willie Jackson. Willie is out of bounds, and a penalty flag thrown as he goes out of bounds at about the 5. He was over there with Tommy Johnson. I don't know, he might have an inadvertent face mask there. I think you got it right, Keith. I think Johnson got his hand up on the face mask.
Face mask, defense, half a distance from the end of the run for 5-yard foul.
Little quick hitch, Willie Jackson.
First and goal for Florida.
Right there. You don't actually have to have the hand on the face mask. Any part of the helmet where you're twisting and turning will get the flag.
Time held here for a second by the referee Gentry. That last time out we had a little while ago, that was charged to Alabama. So they're both at 2-2 in their times out. The ball now going half the distance to the goal line is at the 2. And they'll bring the chains on to see whether or not that is a first down.
Keith, it seems as you take a look at this measurement, it's going to be just short. It seems like the Gator offense has just worn down the defense of Alabama, and partly that is a problem of the Alabama offense. They have not done anything with the football in the second half to keep their defense off the field.
It's second down and the width of your hand for a first and goal. Eric Rhett walks in. Touchdown Gators.
Florida 27, Alabama 13, with 11 minutes, 59 seconds remaining to play the ball game.
Watch the guard Golden. That's 62. He's going to pull. The fullback doesn't even have to block the corner. It's almost as if the Alabama guys gave up. They didn't even have to be blocked.
Judd Davis for the extra point. Good.
It's good, and it's Florida 28,
The 1993 Gators now the highest scoring team in SEC history. The 1993 SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper, brought to you by Geo, inviting you to get to know the nearest Geo Prism. Only at your Chevrolet Geo dealers. Smooth operator wet dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be. Diet Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for. And the Travelers, America's umbrella. In case you wondered about the last remark, the 93 Gators, the highest scoring team in SEC history. They have 472 points on the season total, passing Tennessee and Heath Schuler this year for 471. This is Chris Anderson. Oh, now there's a hometown first-class lick, folks, I'll tell you. Number 36, Kevin Freeman, came down and laid one on him. Tomorrow here on ABC Sports, the top stars from the PGA and Senior Tours team up with the best of the LPGA in the J.C. Penney Classic. After 3 rounds, Mike Springer and Melissa McNamara, Tom Siekman and Deborah Mahaffey, they are tied at 14 under. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern and 3 Central and Pacific here on ABC. Palmer is back in there at quarterback. Blocked as he threw it. Second down and 10.
Smothered by Barnard, number 97, who has played well all day. Here's a look at the coalition poll. This is the poll by the combination of the AP and the coaches poll. The only thing left to be decided in this group is, will Florida at number 10, by virtue of winning here today, move up ahead of Texas A&M at number 7 to change the choice of the selection. That's what the voters must decide after this game.
Sugar Bowl was the one that held firm and said, we're not going to do anything until we have the final poll. Palmer now needs a little help. And there's a penalty flag. You had a block in the back, and whatever happens is going to come back. Alabama is going to be penalized. Kevin Carter was hit in the back by number 77, Patterson. And Roosevelt got up protesting the call, but there wasn't much question about it. Carter had his back to it.
Against the offense.
Here's a look at the clip right here. Watch number 77 as he's going to hit Carter in the back. Now, if you want to know where the clip is, this is it. Hitting a man from behind right there.
And it happened right in front of the referee.
And that's a spot foul. You take it from where it happened. It happened about 20 yards behind the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it winds up a 28-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Second and 38 for Alabama at the tie 4.
I tell you what, there've been some talk. There's always talk. You got sports talk shows all over the country, and they talk about everything in the world, including how high the bread's going to rise. Palmer finally throws the ball, and there's a great catch there by Malone, and it'll get the ball out to about the 12-yard line. But the subject came up the other day about Gene Stallers getting a little bit sick and tired of all of this, and he just might pack it in and go on out to Paris, Texas, and farm. I don't believe it.
I think he's having more fun now than he's ever had.
I don't believe it.
There's a great year that he had last year.
Too much starch in that guy.
Been a little frustrating this year with the suspensions that he's had, with the injuries that he's had. Of course, last year he was relatively free of injury, and he knew it.
Yep. Ryan Bergdorf returns now at quarterback, working out of the shotgun. Pressure coming, gets a pass off. And the pass is caught by Chris Anderson, but he is immediately taken down, and there's a loss on the play of about 3 yards. And so it is 4th down and 30.
Alabama, without Jay Barker or without a quarterback, does not have the facilities and the ability to come back against this Florida defense.
They are going to have to do something about the offense.
Yes.
They're going to have to change some things or do something, because the offense has not been as effective as the defense, particularly in the second half of the season. Ryan Deal drives that ball. Turns out to be a pretty good kick where Palmer picks it up. is going to be penalized for illegal blocking there. And that'll back him up some more. It's a 56-yard punt. You've got 9 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the ball game.
Illegal block in the back. On the run back. 10-yard penalty.
A 28-13 Florida lead over the Alabama Crimson Tide. .9:38 is the time.
First and 10 for Florida.
Florida owns the football. First down at their own 30-yard line. They're going to burn as much of that clock as they can. Oh, my goodness. The ball is just plain dropped by Willie Jackson.
Let's take a look at the Florida schedule, Keith. They won their first 5 games. Impressive there is the win against Tennessee.
That was the big one.
Yes. And they just barely lost at Auburn. And, of course, they lost at Florida State. So the 2 losses that Florida has were to Auburn and Florida State, both teams ranked in the top 5 in the country. They beat Tennessee, who was what? Ranked now 6th or 7th in the country. So this Florida team, even though they've had quarterback problems back and forth all year, they set the record for most points in the SEC, had an outstanding season.
Tennessee's going to Citrus Bowl, right? This is Eric Rett. Turning around the corner for about 8 yards, and that gets your clock rolling.
That's what we hear. They don't meet until tomorrow morning, you know.
But if you look ahead to next year, you got to figure Tennessee comes out preseason no worse than what, 3rd? If Heath
Schuler stays in school, they'll be up there.
You know, talking about Auburn's incredible season. I saw David Housel. He just walking around shaking his head and smiling because it's been one of those fantasy years for them.
Sports information director you're talking about at Auburn.
And I want to tell you a line that I saw the other day from Pat Dye. Here's that little quick pop pass. This time Willie Jackson holds on. It's good for a first down. Move the chain. But Pat Dye at the senior dinner the other night was the first speaker. And he was advising all who would listen that he has become a roaring, even obnoxious, as he said, Auburn fan, and he intended to continue to be. After 12 years as a coach, he said to Terry Bowden at the banquet, "Terry, I hope you can back up everything I say."
Yeah, I'm an alumnus now, right?
Yep. Put it on the 46 and call it a first down. Alabama defense now is getting tired. You can see it. They're not quick. They're not penetrating as they were earlier. And the line of scrimmage is steadily becoming the property of Florida.
Here's a look at the combined play of Terry Dean and Danny Werfel. 59 completion percentage before today. And 37 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, an SEC team record for touchdowns, an SEC record for points by an offense. And this is without Shane Matthews, who graduated. Terry Dean and Werfel doing a nice job together.
The Alabama man down on the field and hurt is Shannon Brown, defensive
Ladies
lineman.
and gentlemen, the Southeastern Conference asks for your cooperation following the conclusion of
And
today's
unfortunately,
game.
they're
Please
fiddling
stay off
around
the
with a
playing
knee.
field. All gates
Hate
of Legion
to see
Field
that.
will be open at the end of the game. Please stay off
We had
the
a
playing
crowd of
field at the end of the game.
76,345 come out in the rain today to watch, and it's been a pretty good football game up to now, but right now the Gators are threatening to really take control of it. Tonight on ABC, the Olsen twins from Full House star in a holiday movie special, To Grandmother's House We Go, with Rhea Perlman and Jerry Van Dyke. Then the commission enters the world of the rich and jaded, that's where Bob lives, to solve a murder. All tonight starting at 8 Central Time on ABC.
Where did you say I live?
Oh my, look at this. Shannon Brown's having to be helped off the field. It's almost that time. The jingling's going on. Pocket jingling over the last few days. There's Shannon. He is a sophomore, so here is another.
Well, he was on that list. Shannon Brown was on that list that we showed you earlier of injured defensive linemen. This is the second time around for him. You know, it takes a lot of things to build a championship team, and one of them is free of injuries, and that's what Alabama had last year. That has not been the case this year.
Well, this Florida team now, you know, their losses were by 3 points at Auburn, and then last week to Florida State. You know, that is not a bad season.
No, you're exactly right.
Ooh. This is Eric Rett pounding up the middle, and they're just pounding on him right now, and that'll be another first down. Put the ball at the Alabama 42.
Florida's schedule is probably one of the toughest in the country. I was looking at something the other day that showed that their opponents' wins and losses were right up there with the toughest, and the other ones that I remember were UCLA had a tough schedule, Florida State, Miami, and Florida was right there.
With a 28-13 lead and 7.5 minutes to play in the game, it's Eric Rett time, right?
Here's a look at the AP top 5 and their number of games they've played against teams in the top 25. You see Florida State has played 6 games. Their opponent's record, very impressive for Florida State. Nebraska's played 2 and won them both. Their record there. But by far, Florida State with the most impressive opponent's record.
Shannon Brown now, they're still working on him. Big sophomore from Millbrook, Alabama. Second down and 5. Rett drops it, slides down. Lemanski came in to make contact and gets the tackle back at the 45-yard line.
Play lost 8 yards.
You know, I know that one of the great merchandising tools of all time is a controversial finish to something where you argue about next season. It's the best marketing in the world. But I'm deep down inside my soul, I'd still kind of like to see the undefeated teams play each other.
Well,
I really would. Third down and 13. That'll move it to about the 37.
What you're saying then is that you're going to punish a team like a Florida State for playing a team like Notre Dame or a team like Miami or a team like Florida in their non-conference schedule.
I don't believe I said anything about Florida State.
Indirectly, I think you were. I mean, if you don't look at the schedule, I think what you're going to have is people in the future not scheduling those types of games.
A heck of a lot of them been doing it lately.
Yeah, well, that's true. Different ways to look at it.
Yep. I don't know. It just seems if you're undefeated, you ought to have a chance to butt heads with the other guy who's undefeated. David Palmer waiting for the punt.
Get a report on Shannon Brown. It's an ankle and not a knee that he injured. That's good news.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Bob. I am not now, nor will I ever be in favor of a one-game playoff. Nay, nay, nay.
But normally, if you just let the process work itself out, all of the questions and all of the problems that were brought up are usually answered. Occasionally it's not, but most of the time it works itself out.
Freddie Kitchens is warming up now. He's a quarterback of the future for the Crimson Tide. 6'3", 200-pound true freshman out of Atala, Alabama. Strong. Ooh. Good snap. Edges kick it away, and that should go to the end zone. It does. It'll come to the 20, and there Alabama will have it. Now you got 5 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the ball game. You're trailing by 15 points, and the Philadelphia Eagles are loading up and heading for Dallas, where they're going to be chasing Emmitt Smith. You know, a lot of the big names of the Philadelphia defense gone, but those Eagles still will knock your head off, won't they?
Richie Kotite has done a nice job. As you mentioned, he's lost not only a lot of defensive guys, but a lot of offensive guys, and a lot of them have gone to the Dolphins. Keith Jackson at the tight end, and the fullback, and some others, a couple linemen, one of the linemen anyway, and but he's done a nice job with the Eagles. with all the defections.
Sherman Williams makes the catch.
Play gain 6 yards.
And the play is good for about 6 yards. Palmer is playing quarterback in this series. Kitchens, we may see him. I have not seen him. He has played this year, but I have not seen him.
David Palmer's had a full day. 157 total yards.
They need something dramatic pretty quick. Got a man open. He caught it. That'll be Kevin Lee. The ball almost hit the shoulder pad and ricocheted away from him, but he reeled it in for a first down out at the 41-yard line.
If Alabama could hit a big one and get within 1 touchdown, this game could tighten up very quickly. And of course, we've got overtime in this game, or playoff, if it's a tie game.
Palmer takes off. They sort of gave up on him, and he just kept on tiptoeing down the sidelines, and he picked up 9 yards. Kevin Carter went in, but Kevin was in a mismatch trying to catch him. It'll be 2nd down and 1. The clock showing 4:38. He went out of bounds to stop it. You see what you've started, Bobby Bowden? 100 passes a game. Hollering for interference, but they don't get the call on Ed Robinson as he was covering Williams coming out of the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
So you would have the 2 undefeated teams play each other. What about Florida State? Don't you think Florida State is stronger than either of those two, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I remember the basic philosophy of polls has always been the undefeated team. And I remember when BYU won it, everybody squawked about that. Trying for the first down, Taurus Turner, and the second effort may have been just enough. Depends on the spot. I'm not questioning the quality of Florida State's football team at all. Not doing that. I just said deep down inside my soul, I'd like to see the undefeated team.
I would
play
too.
each other.
I would like to see 2 undefeated teams play at the end of the year with no question. But I think it would be unfair to Florida State, who played the toughest schedule in the country, to lose a game to a team play at Notre Dame when Notre Dame had a couple of weeks to prepare for it without giving them a shot. I mean, I think in the future you're going to see teams avoiding playing other tough teams.
It'll be a first down for Alabama at the Florida 49. 4:24 to play. Pressure coming, gets it away down the middle. 2 men there. Alphonse Gaston. Nobody made the play. Chad Key and Todrick Malone, they looked at each other and the ball went right between them.
They're not trying to really get a lot of pressure on Palmer. They just want to make sure that somebody is in front of him. A couple guys can raise their hand. A couple guys come up the side so he doesn't jump outside the pocket. That defensive line is the strength of this Gator defense.
Second down and 10. Williams can't get away. He gave up 3 yards as he circled back trying to get some help and get to the sideline. Ted Toller been named coach at San Diego State, in case you missed that. Happy for him. Missouri job is still open. Vince Tobin, I know, went out and talked about that job this past week. Vince Tobin, who was the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Stars with Jim Morrow in the USFL, lately with the Bears, good football coach. Larry Smith, I hear, is perhaps one of the candidates. David Palmer, all half undressed by somebody, but he's still upright and finally gets out of bounds, and he may have a first down. Marion Campbell at age 64 is going off to Georgia to coach the defense for Ray Goff and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he may have been talking to Monty Clark, who came back and helping Bill Walsh out at Stanford. Good to see some of the quality coaches coming back into the game.
Put the ball just inside the 39-yard line, and it is a first down. To the sidelines, good catch, Malone. First down, Alabama, Florida, 22-yard line. The executive producer of ABC Sports, Jack O'Hara. Coordinating producer of ABC's College Football, Bob Goodrich, who also produced today's game, and who, like me, says, all of you in West Virginia, send your letters to Bob Greasy. Our game directed today by Drew Esikoff, technical director Gary Larkins, associate director Patrick McManus. Palmer ducks away from pressure, penalty flag down, a holding call coming up. See the splash as they go down on the far side of the field, so you got a hold coming up, I do believe, against Alabama. Looked like they were going to punch their way toward the end zone and maybe get in until this happened.
Well, be 10 yards from the small foul.
That's the same thing as a hold. Same size penalty. Our production manager, Joe Alvarado. Our technical operations managers, Les Weiss and Jerry Reuter. Assistants to the producer, Doug Johnson and Brian Gordon. Our statistician, David Burnson. Our spotter is Todd Barry. Our computer statistician, Mark Ameto. Our sideline coordinator, Dick Schefter. And we're taking all the gremlins out of this technical operation today and shipping them to Norway, where they will grow into trolls high in the mountains. Palmer pumps it. Now he's got to run it. And they knock him down at the 30.
Ball brought down by number 56, Cameron Davis.
They have to go inside the 12-yard line
A 9-yard gain
for a first down. Ball is now at the 31.
This is the last game we'll do before the Rose Bowl. We've seen a lot of players this year, and I think one of the best was Charlie Ward last week. But this man right here, David Palmer, has got to be one of the most versatile in all of the positions that he can play. He returns kicks, he runs routes, he throws passes, he comes out of the backfield. Just an outstanding athlete.
Johnny Church knocked that ball away. Palmer today has run for 80, thrown for 89, received for 22, kickoff return for 50, and punt return for 30. I mean, if he hadn't earned his supper, I don't know who has. Give him an extra loaf of bread.
He looked like he was ready to go to dinner right then. He was tired.
Look at him. Still quick, though. Down to the 19-yard line.
Palmer carries to the 19-yard
Time permitting, we invite you to stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights from the game. Army and Navy played today, and Army held on. Pretty dramatic ball game there. A lot of the playoffs in divisions 1AA, 2, and 3. Timeout. It is 4th down and 7 for Alabama. The ball is at the Florida 19-yard line. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the game. And Florida leads by 15 points, 28-13. And one gets the feeling they're not terribly well organized right now.
Huge.
Finally, they get West in the right place. Kevin Carter is after Palmer. His pass is away, deflected, and incomplete, and Florida takes over the football. So listen to these numbers. David Palmer, run 80, pass 89, receptions 22, kickoff return 50, punt return 30. Terry Dean, 20 of 37, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Those are the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game.
Little short-handed. No Jay Barker.
19-yard line as Florida takes over. And they've only got to kill the clock now for 2 minutes And the Alabama Crimson Tide has 1 timeout remaining. And Florida now just spent one of their 2. 28-13. Gators have it in hand. The 25-second clock was about to run out on Florida. That's why Terry Dean called the timeout. Obviously, they want the clock to run with 2:01 to play and leading by 15 and a chance to win their second official championship of the Southeastern Conference.
In the 4 years that Steve Spurrier has been at Florida, they have finished first or second each of those 4 years. He has dominated everywhere he has been in the offensive categories, in the quarterbacks, in the receivers, touchdown passes. His offenses have dominated anywhere he has gone.
Terry Dean now takes the snap, gets the clock spinning. Dean has never started and finished a game at Florida, but today he is going all the way. So we told you that Terry Dean and David Palmer are the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for academic achievements and assist those in financial need. Alabama spends its last timeout, stopping the clock at 1:51.
Spurrier was the coach of the year 4 years in a row. His last 2 years at Duke when he was in the ACC, and then his first 2 years at Florida in the Southeastern Conference.
I would imagine that you'll see some change in the offensive philosophy over at Alabama next year. I think you'll see an emerging Arkansas perhaps next year. I don't see any reason why Auburn's not going to be tough next year.
How about Tennessee?
Tennessee is just going to be a holy terror next year. And I don't know why Florida won't be.
If Eric Zaire,
not to.
No, Florida will be. If Eric Zaire is back, I think they've got a great foundation to build around.
Well, he said this week that he would wait until after the first of the year before he decides, and he won't come out if he's anything more than a second-round draft pick. Cost him money if he does. But this will be a tough conference again next year. And you can't figure on Jackie Sherrill and that bunch over there in Starkville being easy next year either. And we saw Ole Miss until they started running out of people. They were a problem. So it can be a very tough conference. South Carolina, Mike McGee's got to find himself a new coach.
Bill Curry did a nice job up at Kentucky this year, didn't he?
Yep, sure did. But this is something of a prototype, this expansion of the Southeastern Conference and the conference playoff. As we noted in our halftime feature, this game produced close to $300,000 in additional revenue for the members of the conference, and that is self-produced revenue, which I think is very important considering the demands for money that exist in today's marketplace at the collegiate level. Now we have 40 seconds to play in the ball game, and it'll continue to run because Alabama cannot stop it. Shane Edge will punt out of his end zone. Nobody back for Alabama, and now David Palmer comes trotting up from the sideline.
Probably just take the penalty here, run the clock down as far as they can, and then
mark it off 5. Edge will back up to the back line of the end zone.
He may even step out here and take a safety and then get a free kick.
Might do that.
That would be a safe thing to do. Might be safer than punting it.
No, kick it. Didn't get a whole lot of it either. Got a pretty good bounce. Palmer takes it. And David scoots out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. So Alabama will have a couple of more snaps. 19 seconds remaining. There was was a total of 31, roughly, well, closer to 33 million total dollars parceled out by the Southeastern Conference last year. And it averaged out, that includes all sports, all income from all sources, and it averaged out pretty close to $3 million per school. That's the kind of money that's being produced by athletics. Now we see Freddie Kitchens for the first time. Freddie Kitchens is number 9. He's got a big, strong arm.
True freshman.
Yep. Look at him. Just flip that thing. I mean, it's intercepted, but you've got to look at the way that he threw the ball. He threw the ball about 45 yards with a flick of the wrist. He's really strong. Florida's got the ball back. The whole thing is academic, actually, because there's only 9 seconds left and a 15-point margin in the ball game. And Freddie's got something to take home and think about.
And I'm sure that was the rule. They said just get in there and throw it down deep. We don't care if it's intercepted. Well, it looks like the Gators are going to be in the Sugar Bowl. And they'll probably be
USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl.
Yes. Excuse me.
Second official title. They won another one, but they were on probation at the time, and it really didn't count.
That'll do it.
All we need is 5 seconds to tick away, and this game is history. Florida 28, Alabama 13. Stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report.
The Thrifty Car Rental post-game report is brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental, historically known for low rates.
Florida wins its second SEC championship. They're on the way to the Sugar Bowl, and the man who led them down the field, Terry Dean. Terry, you went wire to wire. How did it feel?
Well, I tell you, it's the first game I've played the whole 4 quarters, and I tell you right now, I just want to thank Jesus Christ for being with me and helping me today. And you know, I struggled a lot, but the team hung in there, and Shane Edge on that fake punt ran around the corner. I think that's what won the game for us.
I got to ask you about that. You came out, you had the wind knocked out of you. Shane Edge makes a big play. You took off like a lightning bolt to the field.
Well, you know, when good things happen, you feel a lot better. And, you know, we had a chance to go deep right there. It's kind of like the Georgia game. We came right off a turnover, went deep and scored.
I got to ask you, it was in the newspaper. You talked about transferring, leaving Florida. What's the true story?
I don't think so. You know, memories like this and the feeling I have right now, I love this place and love to be a part of this program. But, you know, things happen, and I'll just have to wait and see. But right now I'm going to enjoy it and go to the Sugar Bowl.
All right, Terry, congratulations.
Thanks,
good luck to you in Sugar Bowl. We'll be right back with a word from Keith in just a moment.
In summary, Bob Greasy, on the season, what do you think?
Oh, it was a great year, and I think this is a great way. I think Spurrier and Florida's had a very good year, and on to the Sugar Bowl, and wish them well.
Alabama heads to the Gator. Tennessee's in the Citrus. Bob and Swanee and I will be out at the Rose Bowl. Remember, Wisconsin, Michigan State are having at it in Tokyo tonight, and from that one could come a Rose Bowl team. Your final, Florida 28, Alabama 13.